Let's do it live.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Cruzin with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruzin with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruzin with Steve.
Welcome back to Cruzin with Steak. It's the boys hanging out on a Tuesday night. We got James Cruz here.
That's nasty.
There we go. And we got Cliff Wall here also. And here we are. It's just the boys. It's just a trio. We got a menage a trois going tonight. Jerry's MIA. Sent him the link, so he may show up, but who knows? So, you know, just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Go shooting some b-ball outside of the school. That's what we do.
I got this jaw thing where I think I've been like snoring and because I'm plugged up and I feel like my jaw is misaligned from just grinding my teeth or something.
Ah, dude. That's not good. Have you ever had braces or anything?
No.
No. Dude,
I've also been I've also been practicing a song for tonight. And I'm wondering if I'm singing it a different way where like as I'm singing it, like I like twist my jaw as I sing it.
Oh, that might be. That could be. I guess we'll find out.
I don't think I'm twisting my jaw or nothing.
You got a jaw twist. Man, you sleep on it weird? I feel like sometimes I sleep on my jaw weird, maybe.
Yeah, you're like a slack jaw.
A fist in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
No, my wife has she grinds her teeth, so she had to end up having to get one of those, like basically a mouthpiece. It's like a mouth guard,
right?
That's made by your dentist, though. It's like a little different.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah, carbon fiber mouth.
So what's sleep apnea? Is that when like you can't breathe in your sleep or something?
Sleeping. Yeah, that's the airway thing. Yeah. But the grinding teeth
something?
can cause like a lot of other issues. Like,
dude,
it's
after
weird.
I was on Mente, I kind of was thinking like maybe I have sleep apnea because there's times that I wake up and I'm like short of breath and shit, and I don't even think about it, or maybe something like that.
Doesn't it have something to do with your cholesterol? I think cholesterol and sleep apnea are related in some form. I think it's just like weight.
Sounds good. I like it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a lot of extra weight on me, and I can.
Oh, dude, I have like negative extra weight on me. I need to put weight on.
Crazy, dude.
Like flappy throat pipes.
Yeah, it could be.
I could just feel the pressure just laying down, and like I can almost, now it's weird. Like if I'm laying back or something, and I can hear my heartbeat. It's crazy. Yeah, like from pressure. Weird. It's fucked up. And then at the same time, I think just having, like lugging it around, like walking up steps, stuff like that, it starts putting more pressure on. Obviously, the more weight you gain, the more problems you're going to have. You feel
nip it in the bud, James.
Nip it in your back. You feel it. Yeah, you feel it everywhere.
We need to do Cruzin with Steak for the next 60 years. Nip it in the bud.
You look down and you can't see your cock. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was visiting some people up north of here, and there's some lady that visits this cottage they go to, and she just had like neck problems for 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she recently got like a neck
theotomy.
I was just gonna say that, James, a neckiotomy.
Neckiotomy.
Just get rid of it.
I don't know if it's like because of like a disc, but she's got like metal in her neck. They cut in through the front of her throat. And the neck thing has some sort of little spikes on it that you're not supposed to move a ton at first. Don't move a ton your neck after the surgery, but then after a while they say start moving it because then these little spikes like
bone spurs almost or something.
Yeah, they'll work their way into your existing neck structure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It just sounds like terrible.
That's horrifying. Yeah, it sounds horrifying. It sounds really painful and at the same time.
And she has like a big scar on her neck. But she said,
good grief.
From what I heard, she said that she wishes she would have did the surgery earlier,
or sooner or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's like getting to the point where her, as she moves throughout the day, her neck just
I'm just
hold it up anymore.
I'm just wondering. I'm not like as I obviously as you get older, like aches and pains and things from your past start catching up with you. I mean, I'm only 40, but I feel crazy things
every time you've ever beefed on a BMX bike or a skateboard,
it's coming back tenfold.
It's all coming back to haunt you.
Times 10, yeah.
Oh, man.
They played that clip on No Agenda with the 110-year-old guy's advice for living long. Did you hear that?
I think I've heard that before.
Didn't he say something
what
like,
did he say?
Whiskey and cigars?
Yeah, whiskey and cigars. Dude, it's all genetics. It's a lotto. Like, people,
sure.
Some things are going to mess people up. Other things won't. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no secret. There's no secret to living forever. You either just live for a long time or you don't.
My father, like his sister, like she's got this crazy, like it's like mouth cancer basically. Like she smoked, but only smoked for like a year or two, like 40 years ago. It's not like she was a heavy smoker or nothing. She just contracted like this mouth cancer thing, and like, dude, now it's at the point where like it's attacked her jaw. Like she has to basically get her like jaw fucking taken off. Like, yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Baron von Underbite from Venture Bros.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna get that reference.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure about that reference, but ha.
Thanks for humoring me, James.
Yeah, but it keep like little by little. It was like 1 year she got like part of her tongue taken out. Next part it was part of this, part of that, more of her tongue, more of this, more of that. Like she can't eat solid food. It's all liquid. Like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And like at what point are you like, where's the ripcord, dude? Like, yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, you're still living. You still. I mean, but what?
Well, that's a good question. Like, what?
It's a tough aspect.
At what point in your life do you, like, if you're, I don't know, man, that's crazy.
Terminally ill, this, that.
I mean, that's just something that I don't think anybody's.
She's at mercy of the health system. Like, there we go. We were going to talk about health shit tonight, so.
Yeah, man. It's like, what do you do?
I mean,
you always want to. You don't want to give up. You don't want to give up hope or something. Just like thinking that maybe things can't turn around or something. But that's tough, man. I feel so guilty.
Doctor bills have had to calculate it in like to $1 million. Probably.
Dude, that's such a scam, though. We want to bitch about insurance and everything. Like, well, how much of that is like inflated? Like, do they just quote astronomically large prices just for the insurance company? Like,
yeah, that's a thing. That's a bill that they're trying to pass now. Or I don't know if it's a bill or somebody wants to try. Through government, I think they want to try to pass something where they have to say what these things cost, like in their bills and in their billing and stuff. Because like, what if you go into something and you're like, I don't even know how much it's going to cost, like, and the doctor's like, I don't even know how much it's going to cost. But now like they have to like quote you and like, they want it all out there. Like it's $700 for a hammer type thing, like, it's
dude,
not,
exactly. It's like, I don't understand how they get their rates or how they charge anything. Like, one trip to the ER would be like $10,000 and all they do is like just nothing. Like it's insane. It is insane.
Yeah. I actually did a ton of research on this in the history of insurance and hospitals and kind of the flaws in the system.
You guys just want me to just play the health jingle and we can get into it?
Yeah, let's rock with the health jingle because we can do that. I got a couple more things. I'm like, holy fuck, I want to bust down a door and start eating your meat mountain.
Cruzin with stay. Health slash food segment.
Eat your meat mountain. Grab a bite to eat while you're listening to this. It's good.
Yeah, get some burgers. Maybe a nice spread.
Yeah, nice spread. Maybe some ribs.
Cruzin stay. Health slash food segment. The most health conscious podcast all along the platter. conscious podcast all along the flat earth.
Fucking meat mountains.
I'm like, holy fuck! I want to bust down a door and start eating your meat mountain.
Fuck yeah.
All right. We got it.
Go. Now we're ready.
Yeah, now we're rocking jingles.
I got a long-winded background here. If you guys are,
I'm interested.
Let's do it, man. We got time to kill. We're here to hang out.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Yep.
there's some good stuff here. So this is like the history of healthcare and medical science.
I'll try to hold my questions till the end.
Yeah, I know. We have a problem butting in on everybody here. All right. I have the problem.
Well, I want to throw it out to you guys. There's a couple of times where I was kind of like scratching my head. I reread some things again and again. So these are pretty tough concepts that really get to the kind of the core.
I'll try my best.
And my eyes are gonna glaze over, but I'll try.
I'll start out with some like factoids. It says here that more than 90% of the medicine being practiced today did not exist in 1950. Okay, so 90%. So we have all these newer advanced technologies that are
90%.
90% of the medicine being practiced today did not exist in 1950.
Wow, it's amazing we won the war somehow. What?
The big things they say is that, you know, the whole healthcare system is very labor intensive and financially, like a lot of the stuff just costs money to provide, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a couple little factoids here, a little bit more statistics to kind of put it into perspective here. It says here in 1930, Americans spent $2.8 billion on healthcare.
2.8 billion. That's
in what year?
1930?
In 1930.
Wow.
So that's $23 per person and 3.5% of the gross domestic product. So that's $23 per person in 1930. Flash forward, do a little fast forward sound effect to 2015. We now spend about $3 trillion. So that's $9,536 per person. Each of you little people out there with your hearts beating, costs you $9,536 to support this healthcare system that we have. and that's 15% of GDP.
Wow.
So they say that it's just, and this is just the United States. So it says here, adjusted for inflation, this means that per capita medical costs in the United States have risen by a factor of 30 in 90 years. In 90 years, it's risen. Inflation, it's inflated by a factor of 30.
Wow.
And then in the next part of this, the little article I read here, it breaks down how they can break down that inflation, where they've kind of identified where this inflation is, like whether it's like the technology, whether it's like the doctors' pay.
Yeah.
So in the 1980s, it says here, medical expenses in the U.S. increased 117%. So in the 80s, just over the course of that year, the expenses increased by 117%. And it says here, 43% of the rise was due to general inflation. So that's 43 of that percent. Then 10% can be attributed to the population growing. So population's getting bigger and there's older people. So you get older, you got more expenses.
Right.
So that's 10% of that. And then 23% went towards technology, treatments, and pharmaceuticals that were not available when that decade began.
Okay.
So the beginning of the 80s.
They invented the tech, for the system,
Yeah. So over the course of the 80s, they
patents
saw
and
all
trademarks.
Right.
Wow.
Trademarked technology that's provided to said hospitals. Yeah.
So that 23% is identified as being, over the course of the 80s, technology, treatments, and pharmaceuticals that they found out that's kind of where that inflation came from.
Wow.
But then there's 24% of that 43% increase is unaccounted for. So the thesis of this article is basically says that if it's unaccounted for, there's only two things that can be going on here. Either there's a cartel is in operation, so the whole healthcare system.
Well, that would be pharma, big pharma. I think.
Yeah.
Big pharma and
Yeah.
government too, being government and be involved.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So it gets into all that.
Well, the government the aspect of the government would be the free shit that they are giving out. You know, like
Yeah, dude. Well, the lobbyists.
regulation.
You got your standard free clinics. You got what is that, like government assistance? You know, like assisted healthcare, basically. Kind of what they're doing now, like with the fucking Obama med or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's a crazy. So
again, that
3% of that, yeah,
or 24 is unaccounted for. So they say it's either
24. Okay,
either cartels in operation, or there's a lack of price transparency, and that's the big thing that we'll get into. So you're asking, like, where does all this money? Where are they getting all this cost?
Right. I'm gonna pull.
It's because the people that are getting the healthcare, so the consumers, they don't actually have a choice in what they're paying for. It's just what their insurance kind of allocates to them.
I'll take the Aldi's Band-Aid, not your fucking Band-Aid, dude. You know.
And that's the big thing, is that there's this big they say it's like a big
it's a hit. They're hidden costs. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like,
and they say that over the course of the article, it just says that motivates doctors to just, charge a little bit more for a couple things because because the consumer is not seeing those little fees because insurance takes care of it.
Yeah.
And so lack of transparency of price is like a big thing, and that's kind of what they go over. There's just a big divide between who actually gets the healthcare and who pays for it. Mm-hmm. And that's like the big reason why, prices, there's just no incentive for, it basically says there's no incentive for price, what do you call it, competition, because the prices aren't, available.
Right.
So this is kind of cool. There was a kind of a history of the U.S. Hospitals and things. So I can kind of go through that. It says here in 1850, the U.S. had 40,755 people that called themselves physicians per capita. This is 40,755 in 1850 that the people said that they were physicians. Mm-hmm. It says a few of them weren't medically trained, and a lot of them were just charlatans, just saying that they were doctors.
Wow.
More per capita in the country. What happens? And there's a couple little factoids about stuff that was invented, and it kind of puts it into context, how our health, people's health is getting better because of certain things, right? So it says here, stethoscope was invented in 1816. World's first dental school opened in Baltimore in 1839. World's first dental school.
That's another one with dental stuff, like the hidden cost aspect of things, dude. Like, you have no clue. I mean, you used to go to the dentist and it'd be like, $20 for a fucking teeth cleaning. Now it's like $100. Like, dude.
I got a question. Do you guys think that because it's basically the medical industry is it's a business. It's a big business. And if you think they're actually more in the business of curing people or just treating people? Because, I mean, if you cure people, you're not going to have repeat customers. So it's like, it's so fucked up.
Yeah, I've gone a million routes down medical aspect. My wife, I'm always at the fucking doctor, dude.
Yeah, dude,
well, at least my wife was at times throughout the last 10 years.
It's been so long since I've been.
Neurological, all these freaking different types of doctors. And we were talking about the grinding teeth thing. I mean, there's like these one things that cause other issues, and then they send you to the next. They pass the buck. It's
referrals,
dude. Yeah, it's referrals. No, make an appointment with this guy. Make an appointment. Like when I fucked my knee up, like they wanted me like it was when I pulled both of those muscles when I was playing softball, I was fucked up, and it kept lagging injury type deal, and I'm like, dude, something's whacked. I thought I re-aggravated a snowboarding injury, and ended up making a phone call, and they wanted to just send me to this doctor. That was 10 miles down the road, but then it was like a just a general like doctor. Like I would have wasted time, I would have wasted money, and then I would have had to made another appointment to actually see the like the knee person or the whatever, like
the old knee person.
Yeah,
let's take a moment here
for all those,
and let's welcome Jerry Cthulhu to the show. Hi, Jerry.
Good evening.
Yeah, you're wearing your Cruzin with Steak shirt too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys!
It's the best.
You make me so happy.
Okay, a little bit more history.
Yeah, let's get this.
So wait, what are we doing?
We're talking about health items, healthcare, some of the news that's in about healthcare in different areas, but Felix,
basically medical industry fuckery right now.
Yeah,
Did you guys talk about the Chinese human clones?
No, but we can get into that.
That's the future.
This is a US based show.
History of fuckery going on with
United States
medical.
That's fine, but it all started in Germany.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
But right now I'm doing a breakdown of just like history of like healthcare in the US, and this is a pretty good article I found.
Yeah, catch the flow.
Okay, I'll try to like wrap it up here for you, but not. There's a lot of good little things here that I think will get a lot of
go long.
We got time, dude. We got as much time as we want.
Go long.
In the 1850s and 1860s, the germ theory of disease was discovered. You guys know what that is?
Theory of germs.
Just how germs spread diseases?
Yeah, just in general. Okay.
It was shortly after the microscope invention.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. There you go. Technology leading industry. Yeah.
It's like a Dutch dude, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know if it mentions who that was.
He had micro penis, and he just was like, micro.
Probably.
Yep. His wife couldn't see it.
It's totally here. I swear to God. Yes, we figured it out again.
So it starts to put more and more into context how like health has gotten better just from advancements. So rabies fell in 1885. Whooping cough and diphtheria, those were on the decline. Vitamin deficiency diseases began to decline in late 1800s. What else? Oh, when it says here, when the pasteurization of milk began to be widely mandated around that time, the death rate among young children plunged. So pasteurized.
So they were drinking diseased milk, basically.
Oh, man.
Yeah. If a cow had mad cow or some shit, yeah, imagine that. Oh my God.
So still these days, I drink a lot of milk. I still don't think it's good for you.
I'm not a milk guy anymore. Only sometimes. Sometimes.
Then why do you got a milk mustache right now?
Oh, you got him. You got him good.
Because he was milking me earlier.
There we go. That's what we do.
That's right.
Here's a good little statistic here. In 1891, the death rate of for American children in the first year of life was 125.1 per thousand. So for every 1,000, 125 little ones would die in 1891.
Okay.
Now, fast forward to 1925, that got reduced to 15.8 per 1,000. So life expectancy was on the rise in America.
Oh, yeah. It's time to buy a vacation home.
Yep.
Okay. This is where it starts getting interesting, then just tells you a little bit about the origins of hospitals and kind of the first few insurance companies and the framework that's kind of that we built all of our healthcare off that brings us to today and all the rising costs and problems we have now.
Sorry.
So it says here, well, they said, the hospitals were actually for poor people and, people that could actually get good healthcare had people come to their house.
Oh, I was going to mention that. I was waiting for that part to come into aspect where the doctors used to come to your home.
Mhm.
There wasn't the undisclosed transparent. Obviously, back then there wasn't, but
And so, hospitals were actually a prime factor in spreading, not curing disease at this time.
yeah, it was like the sick ward, or whatever. Yeah,
Leprosy and all the other
man.
TB, all that shit, dude. Oh yeah,
diseases. So again, hospitals are more just for the poor and the desperate people that are just on the verge of dying. In 1873, there were only 149 hospitals in the entire U.S. 1 century later, there were over 7,000, and they'd become the cutting edge of clinical medicine.
Jesus.
So 7,000. And then the initial origins is that the hospitals had financial problems, right? So they were just not.
Nobody wants to come.
Well, they just cost money to have a building, to have all these beds.
How can we pay for this?
So it's very, very labor intensive and expensive to operate. So to help solve this problem, this is where the insurance idea for hospitals and medical care came into play. So to help solve this problem, start getting the hospital cash flow flowing. Someone in the late 1920s had the bright idea: hospital insurance. And the first hospital plan was actually introduced in Dallas, Texas in 1929. Okay, so put yourself in your little time machine, go back to 1929.
Dallas, Texas. Okay, I'm there.
And it was actually 1,500 school teachers that bought into this or subscribed to this this healthcare, and they paid $6 a year in premiums. $6 a year.
School teachers, okay.
And the hospital was actually Baylor University Hospital. They agreed to provide up to 21 days of hospital care to any subscriber who needed it. So, okay, does that sound like an insurance kind
Today,
of plan?
it wouldn't even buy a Tylenol.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
$21, or you get 21 days for $6.
It's right in your face. The fuckery in the health industry is the insurance.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, they are the fuckery in everything, believe it or not. But
Oh yeah, pharma, the list goes on. I know.
And I think they mentioned that normally an insurance is for big catastrophic things,
right?
Unforeseen things. But the initial hospital
got attacked by a cougar.
Shot in the face by Dick Cheney.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
I need that Dick Cheney package.
I mean, we've all seen those. Like, oh man, I can't remember the name of the shows, but like, just insane injuries. Like the dude with the arrow in his head and shit. Had to go get the arrow taken out, impaled by the tractor.
Do you remember Monsters Inside?
Was it like Rescue 911 or something?
Monsters Inside Me? Is that the like parasites and stuff and giant like tapeworms? Oh god,
something in me is a tapeworm. Yeah.
Oh man.
Like grub worms that bore into people's heads.
Yeah. Oh
man.
Creepy shit.
No thanks.
Sorry, Felix.
Right.
No, that's fine. No, I'm all for you guys popping in because
as long as we stay with the medical, because I want to take it down other roads right now, and I'm holding back.
It gets good. There's some like stuff that I've never thought.
No,
of,
I'm not. Just because the words trigger my brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, what about? And that's where I gotta hold my thoughts.
It allows me to kind of collect my thoughts because I read this and like underlined things and did all the all those nice little things for me to be able to
got the highlighter.
Highlighter, yeah.
It was just
used the highlighter in forever.
James, it was pure pen. If I would have I did actually more research, I would have went back and did highlighting, but I just did pen. And I do like little stars. I do like little circles, with little asterisks next to things that are important, and then I'll like.
I like it.
Yeah. So again, the whole idea of the insurance initially was to get the cash flow going for the hospitals. And the idea worked, and all kinds of hospitals and organizations, medical institutions started taking on this idea like, hey, let's provide insurance. We're going to get that money up front, and we're going to be able to pay for, our hospitals and keep this system going. So that became the model for Blue Cross, which first operated in Sacramento, California in 1932.
Ah, interesting.
Okay. So again, just like I was talking about, it says here, previously insurance had always been used to protect against those large, unforeseeable losses. But the first hospital plans didn't work like that. It was just like that for the first 21, you subscribed for those 21 days. It wasn't for like a big crazy thing happening.
Non-emergency type, yeah.
Okay, so instead here of protecting against catastrophe, they paid all costs up to a certain limit. Let me see here.
Your deductible.
Deductible. Again, it was designed to generate steady demand for hospital services and guarantee a regular cash flow. Let me see here. Yeah, so even like the daily cost of hospital care per patient back in that time, they were all about, it was all about the same price because they didn't have all this advanced technology. So having a baby, bad back, brain tumor, it was all about, they all roughly cost the same. Let me see here. Let me move forward here in the article. So they talk about these big dislocations in price transparency. So this is going to explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
So the first dislocation
Finally.
The first dislocation is that while people purchase hospital plans to be protected against unpredictable medical expenses, the plans only paid off if the medical expenses were incurred in a hospital. So they had to make sure, everyone, it says here that even if you could do outpatient stuff and be treated and take care of yourself outside of the hospital, you wouldn't want to do that because your insurance wouldn't pay for it. So everybody was trying to get their insurance to pay for stuff that they didn't really need. And they made sure that they were in the hospital to get treated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they were trying to use that system basically.
So the loophole, you just had to make sure that you were in the hospital to be able to get your medical expenses paid for. So it says here that like even if you were able to kind of do stuff on an outpatient basis, you'd still want to be treated in the hospital so that you could actually get it paid for.
Damn.
Second dislocation, it says here, and this stuff was kind of tough to understand, but they kind of explained it a little bit better. It says here, hospital insurance did not provide indemnity coverage, which is when the insurance company pays for a loss and the customer decides how best to deal with it. So again, it's the person who's actually getting the care. They're not really picking prices. They're not saying like, I want this treatment from this doctor and I only want them to do it this way.
It's a single payer system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your insurance is the one who picks for you and they just pay it all. They just do it all.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't really get a choice. And so they say there's just no incentive for competition because they just do it and they just pay it all. Says here, as a result, there was little incentive for the consumer of medical services to shop around.
Yeah.
With someone else paying, patients quickly became relatively indifferent to the cost of medical care. These dislocations perfectly suited the hospitals, which wanted to maximize the amount of services they provided and thereby maximize their cash flow. And then again, if patients are indifferent to the cost of medical services they're much more likely to buy more of them, and the cost of each service will likely go up. So there's no price competition to keep those prices in check. And then here's where we start getting lobbyists and things involved here. So it says the medical profession began to lobby in favor of keeping that system. They didn't want any regulation and they wanted to make sure that they could keep this cash flow going. Next page. So then the American Hospital Association and the American Medical Association, they worked to make sure that like Blue Cross wouldn't be regulated. Their insurance wouldn't be regulated and that they'd be considered a charitable organization, which would make them exempt from federal taxes. And they kind of won this. And this is this is the foundation that they weren't going to be regulated. They're able to keep this system that just doesn't make sure that you try to do things efficiently. You try to just keep this money flowing and charge, high prices for things because you can. And let me see here. You guys got any thoughts on that?
Well, I was just gonna have a couple relatable things to what's going on now with the hospital price transparency stuff. So I just heard about it actually today, and it's crazy. We're talking about it, a little synchro action, I guess. But and then when you mentioned that stuff, I wanted to look up something that I heard just to get some more idea on it. So the hospital price transparency rule. So yeah, you're talking about these like, what are we spending on? It takes they are requiring providers to publicize their rates now as of January 1st.
Yeah.
So yeah, so starting the first, hospitals
It's all happening.
It's all happening,
happening.
people. Yes, it's all happening. Yes.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Oh,
Yeah.
Chris Tucker.
And then so they're supposed to be required to post their price list online in an effort to increase price transparency and empower consumers to make informed choices about their care. The mandate, so yeah, it's mandated. It stems from a 2019 inpatient and long-term care hospital prospective payment system released in August, which CMS, but I think CMS, what is that? Consumer Medical
Something?
yes, Consumer Medical something system, maybe, I don't know. Because CMS is mentioned a lot in this. Included their requirement for hospitals to update their price, their public price list at least annually. Yeah, here's the price. Oh no, we changed it while you were in the hospital. Yeah. So yeah, hospitals can choose the format for presenting their data as long as it's machine readable, and the list must include all items and service provided by the faculty.
What are they going to do with this info? They're going to like regulate?
I know, that's what I'm
CMS is Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
Yes. Okay. So Medicaid, that's government. Yeah. All right.
So what action do they take? Is it just like they're just showing it so that
they are the final rule that I was talking about, the long term that those people signed or whatever, is like the final rule was that the agencies prior of creating a patient-centered healthcare system by achieving a greater price transparency, interoperability, and significant burden reduction so that hospitals can operate with better flexibility and patients have what they need to be active healthcare consumers. So let's see, a hospital is not precluded from posting quality information or price transparency information in additional to its current standard charges. Dude.
Uh-oh, James.
Emergency.
He got an emergency.
I'll pick up where I left off.
I want to make a comment about Chris Tucker because I'm pretty sure he was on the Lolita Express with Jeffrey Epstein.
hey, you're getting sidetracked.
Okay.
Okay.
More.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the house standard charges. Payers, the mandate will publicize existing differences between hospital charge rates and reimbursement amounts. Payers may need to open dialogues with their contracted providers to answer questions about how the open price list will affect their financial future, with the relationship with those, whatever said insurance plan, I guess. So the vast majority of providers are worried about the impact of the rule and health IT service. They're impacted. Yeah, they were just worried about 92% of providers said that they are somewhat or very concerned about the public perception of their prices. Consumer uncertainty over how hospital charge master prices relate to their ultimate out-of-pocket costs is likely to affect payers as well. Payers should be prepared to field a higher volume of inquiries from members and beneficiaries about financial responsibility and any disparities between payment rates. The new rule offers an opportunity for health plans to share educational materials and strategies about how to shop for care, maximize the value of high deductible plans and health savings accounts, HSAs, and develop better financial management skills. Payers who successfully expand their role as trusted resource to financial information and transparency, open discussion of cost of care are likely to retain member loyalty in a highly competitive market. So that's, yeah.
It's just getting the consumer a little bit maybe involved. It's asking that people get involved and
get involved with what they're spending. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, also that CMS that they're trying to, I got it right here. So another thing that they proposed is a new rule that would enhance drug price transparency. So it would require drug manufacturers from big pharma, so drug manufacturers, to publish wholesale prices of Medicaid and Medicare prescription drugs during television ads. So the proposed rule will require pharmaceutical companies to display the prices of their short-term and 30-day supply prescriptions before accounting for possible insurer or pharmacy benefits. Yeah, so here's how much it costs, but through your insurance, it's only this much, But you wouldn't know that until you would probably contact your insurance provider.
And coupon codes.
There are those weird coupon insurance things. You see those? Yeah, I mean, they run ads for those too. Like, they stated that CMS stated that displaying the list price in television ads will allow consumers with high deductibles who don't usually receive insurer discounts on drugs to make more informed decisions. Price transparency is a necessary element of an efficient market that allows consumers to make their own decision. Yeah, it's like
that's the big issue.
That's the biggest part, right?
So let me get back to this.
I'm good on that stuff. So go ahead.
So Blue Cross kind of set the framework, and they were able to. This is how they were going to run their insurance, and all the other private insurance companies started to get forced into this model to be able to compete. Right. It says that here, thus hospitals came to be paid almost on a cost plus basis, which means receiving the cost of the services provided plus a percentage to cover the costs of invested capital. So it's just throwing more money into the system. It says here again, any incentive for hospitals to be efficient and reduce costs just vanished because they got the cash flow going. So they're not trying to be efficient. They're not trying to reduce costs.
No.
And then if you start bringing it into our kind of general health these days, it says here, hospital use has been falling steadily as the population has gotten ever more healthy and surgical procedures have become far less traumatic. So the result is a steady increase in empty beds. So there's all these empty beds. There were over 7,000 hospitals in the U.S. in 1975 compared to about 5,500 today. But they say that reduction in hospitals is not enough. Like it doesn't actually meet, it's not as low as it should be to be like an efficient health system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We still need less hospitals.
Less hospitals. Yeah. There's too many. I think they're tearing them down at this point.
But it says here the reduction has not been nearly enough. So again, that cost plus way the hospitals are paid, they don't compete for patients by means of price. So they're not trying to show you price and trying to lower their price. That would force them to retrench and specialize. Instead, they compete for doctor referrals, and doctors want lots of empty beds to ensure immediate admission and lots of fancy equipment. So they want all this fancy equipment.
Yep.
Even if hospitals just down the block has the same exact equipment.
Crazy.
Right. So they're like, we got the most high tech one here, even though the one down the street does. It's like, you got to think. Yeah, it's starting to think about as a society. Do we need
that? Yeah.
do we need all those resources our money going into these?
No doubt about it. Yeah, it's tough.
Duplicate machines.
Right. Yeah. Like it's like copy machines in every city. Copies of these $1 billion healthcare.
It's like all your neighbors having mowers and snow blowers.
Yeah, and you got the push mower.
Yeah.
Remember they still have them, just smaller clinics. Like these, 24-hour, just kind of like, oh, my kid's all of a sudden got the flu. Like you can go to these, but your insurance still covers when you go to these like off-brand instead of the hospital. They still have them in all towns. I mean, but now even like CVS, which is like a like a Walgreens, they have these things called minute clinics, so you can go in and get like just normal things. They can diagnose you with basic stuff pretty quick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they send you off, and they're just like, you're like, hey,
well, yeah. I mean, you might need to go to your main doctor, but it would the cost of going there is drastically reduced.
Wow.
Okay, so then the last part, the last part they talk about is kind of perspective of the doctors and how they're cheating the system and how they
yeah, they are.
They just charge as much as they can because there isn't this transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it says doctors, meanwhile, were paid for their services according to reasonable and customary charges. In other words, doctors could bill
customary.
They could bill whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they want
to charge.
That's crazy.
As long as others were charging roughly the same. Then the incentive.
But the prescription says $22. Like, yeah,
but he's like, but I'm Doctor. But I'm Dr. Jenkins.
Jenkins, bitch. Dr. Jenkins. That's great.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
DJ. They call me DJ.
So then this law is in effect now, right? Like this is all good to go, like January 1st. So now there's going to be transparency on our medical bills.
That's supposed to be, yeah.
Well, I think that people have to actually take action too,
right? So that's because it's not widely reported. Like it seems like it's quiet.
Like I said, I heard about it today, but and yeah, now we're talking about it, which is great. So we're putting something out there that people, so people. If you're going to the doctors a lot, man, you should be seeing this stuff.
Yeah, ask for your paperworks.
Yeah.
Man.
And then the next part I'll summarize really quick, but again, it's just all about the transparency. It says the incentive to tack on a few extra dollars on the fee became strong. So doctors are like, yeah, I could just throw a little extra money on there. The insurance company's paying for it. The consumers not even looking.
Yep.
Throw a little bit extra. Get my share.
Yeah. Make my nut.
They weren't even able to. Doctors not even able to compete with each other anymore. It says, okay, and then the next big thing where you get that divide between the person who pays and who actually chooses what your options are. After World War II, it said that because of all the different government regulations on wages and things. During World War II, there was regulations on wages, just thinking about people rationing, right, during World War II.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That companies actually, they weren't able to kind of change their wages to get people to join their companies, so they started doing fringe benefits. So they started offering,
healthcare to come to an employee type thing? Or?
Employer, paid healthcare. So again, there's that big discrepancy, or that you got your employers handling your life. Yeah. And the health insurance is dealing with it. You're not the person that's actually like choosing. It's just kind of,
you're still not choosing. The employer had picked the healthcare provider.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're under the mercy of that too. Yeah, exactly.
So again, and then over the course of the 60s, it says that the whole thing just got very politicized, and that there's collective bargaining, and the unions and people are able to, make the healthcare system work for like what they need, what their group of people need, not like what's good for the public, So that's kind of where I left off with the research, and that brings you into the 60s. So, there's another little thing here. Oh yeah, then they talk about malpractice. And everyone knows about that.
We got to start paying people back.
No. About how people are suing for their surgeries going wrong.
There you go.
So it says here that even a good neurosurgeon has to pay as much as $300,000 a year for coverage, so he can't get sued for a mishap in his daily brain. His daily brain surgeries. So again, that was another big issue of litigation. So people says here, finally, there was the litigation explosion of the last 50 years. For every medical malpractice suit filed in the U.S. in 1969, 300 were filed in 1990.
Wow.
So, malpractice has been a big thing, and that's again what is making prices go up.
I got one more thing on transparency on the television side what I was talking about. So Medicare, the CMS estimates that Medicare Part B and D beneficiaries spent $174 billion on prescription drugs in 2016, while Medicaid beneficiaries spent $64 billion. Between 2013 and 2016, prescription drug spending increased 22% in Part B and 32% in Part D and 42% in the Medicaid. So the targeting television ads is likely to help curb the growth of prescription drug spending. CMS believes because of their relationship between prescription drug TV ads and drug spending. So they found that the direct-to-consumer television advertising can influence consumers' drug purchasing decisions. Consumers that learn about a new drug on TV, man, my legs are buzzing. Felix, don't you have restless leg syndrome?
No.
Okay. But you do have a milk mustache.
I got restless skin tag syndrome.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'll climb it all over my body.
They're just off the rails.
Then the consumers that learn about a new drug on television are likely to put pressure on providers to prescribe them that thing they saw on TV. So in one survey, 1 in 8 adults said that they were prescribed a specific drug. The Pacific drug.
The Pacific drug.
Yes,
man.
It's like
supposedly.
It's like a kid watching a cartoon or cartoons, and
we got
a commercial.
Yeah.
Man,
drug after asking a doctor. Yeah, so they wanted that drug after asking a doctor about it as a result of seeing or hearing an advertisement. When manufacturers direct.
And then the doctor says, "You don't say."
This show needs a defibrillator or something. We got to bring this back to life.
When manufacturers direct their advertising to consumer, such messaging can help facilitate more informed decisions between their consumers and their healthcare providers. I mean, that's crazy. That's
all nuts.
A lot of cash, a lot of decisions being made to make more cash. Yeah.
Wait, you say this podcast is dying?
So you want clear?
How is it dying?
No.
You say it needed a defibrillator? Is that what you said?
Defibrillator.
You said that like under your breath.
No, from taking those drugs, you would need a defibrillator.
Oh, I thought you were saying this podcast is dying. And you're just,
so here's
that we need a defibrillator.
I really want to talk about this article that has to do with medicals and medicine gone awry.
I use the bathroom.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
You guys can talk.
Pause the recording for a minute.
Okay. So this is
don't turn off the electrical outlet.
No, we'll leave that. No, God, I know. It's pushed to the back.
That? Did you tell?
Well, I said it in the show right when we came back. So probably nobody heard because nobody listens to the show. But,
no, they listen.
They're listening. They're all listening.
If you record it, they will come.
So you're going to the bathroom, but James is the one that left? What's happening here?
Am I him? Is he me?
Is he you? Am I he?
So if we
Man.
both go, all you got is Jerry to listen.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Because this article, I think Jerry's gonna have some good input on it. So,
Maybe.
okay.
First quarter of the show was James and Felix.
Just now we're all informed on healthcare. So interestingly enough, Oswald in the chats posted this article about, this is from, when is this? What's the date on this? January 7th, Monday. And it's a Max Spears article. Now,
Really?
yeah, it's claiming right now that there was there's an inquest that was held, just finding out about his death or whatever. And apparently they're claiming that he was taking a bunch of the Turkish equivalent of Xanax, and he also had a huge amount of oxycodone in his system. And this whole article, it's a Guardian article. It's just basically just calling him a drug addict and slandering him, and it's insane. But the fact that they're bringing up Max Spears, and it's been what, 2 years since his death, like, what is that about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no mystery that he had a drug problem. I mean, that was pretty open.
Yeah, but it's.
But excuse me, the drugs were to cope with his being in the secret space program or the super soldier program, whatever the fuck he was in. You know what I mean? He did drugs to not remember all the torture he went through.
Right. Well, yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, what's the final article or paragraph? It's like, in July 2015, he told Turning Point, a drug and alcohol help service, that he injected, quote, 2 bags of heroin and crack cocaine daily, with occasional use of cannabis, unquote. How do you inject 2 bags of crack cocaine? I don't know the physics of that. That's some serious drug use.
You don't. Maybe that's just his way of saying this is bullshit. But, you know, that's hearsay. Who knows if that's true?
Yeah, and what's the Turkish equivalent of Xanax? Like, that's this article says that in his system there was, I think, double the medicinal dosage that you would need of those. But one thing I do know is that if you mix opiates and barbiturates like that, your body doesn't like it. Like, you're basically teetering on the verge of death. So
I just found that article. Yeah, it's alprazolam.
Alprazolam? Huh.
Well, that's the
Turkish equivalent?
It's the generic, so
right.
Who knows? Oh, well, there's so now the word for Xanax in Turkish is Xanax. It's got a different name because it's in Turkish. So that's what it was. Also, alprazolam, which I've been mispronouncing, is
alprazolam. That's generic Xanax,
right? And it's also Valium.
Oh,
because Xanax is basically
right.
Valium.
But they don't even mention him puking up the black goo in this article.
Again, that was hearsay.
Yeah.
I didn't see any pictures. I don't even know if the guy's even fucking dead.
Or who even knows if he's real? He might not even be real.
Right, exactly. He could be like an MI5 agent, distractor, stage his own death. He's out of it. He's got a new role now.
Mm-hmm.
Moved and new role either way. Max Spears.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, what's his real name?
All these people we listened to for like 3 years or 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Maxwell Bates Spears is his real name.
I bet he Bates. All these people, they come up with bupkis. They got nothing. They got no evidence. It's just stories. And you know, if I want to hear stories, I'll listen to my kids.
Yeah, or listen to David Wilcock on Coast to Coast tonight or tomorrow night too.
Is he really on again?
Oh yeah, dude, he's coming on.
There's nobody but like those.
I think Jimmy Church is just his platform. I mean, that's pretty much. But yeah, it's interesting. But
is he going to be the new George Norrie?
Hey, maybe. But I'm pretty sure George Norrie owns the History Channel now. Just with this new Project Blue Book show coming out. Like, dude, my mom comes up to me and she's like, "Did you see this show on History Channel coming, Project Blue Book?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about right now?" She's like, "Yeah, the guy from Game of Thrones is in it." And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you saying to me?
Sean Bean or the midget?
No, the little finger, the guy who does all the manipulating and stuff. But yeah, if you know him, Sean Bean or the midget, the only two characters in Game of Thrones.
I've only watched one episode. It's about all I
Are you
could handle.
serious? Oh,
I've watched
Jer.
zero.
Felix.
I watched the first one. The one Winter is coming. That whole thing.
Dude, that show's
what
so
show?
good. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh man, I love that show.
I know. It starts back up in April.
Too long.
I'm just not into games.
I like
Oh,
shit that wraps up in like 45
man.
minutes.
Dude, give me some long
You like
content.
one show, like, or just an episode that's
Just an
45.
episode, yeah. I've something
Yeah,
like
I
movies
do
that
love the
were-
45 minute. Yeah, the 45. Oh my god, Jer,
What?
dude,
Uh-oh.
that this is the one show that I started watching. I got one episode left.
What is it?
The Night Flyers, dude.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Fuck yeah, it's good. Oh my
Is
god,
that like Scrooge McDuck?
it's a sci-fi
You
channel
know,
show.
Sci-Fi Channel movie show.
It's fucking awesome, man. It's a horror, deep space horror, but it deals with AI. It deals with
Sounds like propaganda.
consciousness.
Mhm.
It deals with telepathy.
It's more like Pandemonium meets Alien.
Total. It's amazing, and the storyline is pretty badass. I mean, the storyline there is an objective what they're trying to do, but I mean, just the fuckery that's going on in this ship is awesome.
And Gretchen Mall's in it too, which was a synchro for me
Yeah.
because I had just like it was last week or the week before. Someone was talking about how the Matrix. I think it was
Ooh.
on Twitter talking about the Matrix and how it came out in '99. And
Okay.
this was on Twitter. We were having a conversation about how many, like dark future kind of movies that have
Dystopias.
yeah, but they've got truth in them, in some
Yeah.
way. Like the
Trutopia.
Matrix, Dark City, and the third one was the 13th Floor. And the woman, the blonde in that movie was Gretchen Mall. So I was talking to this guy about 13th Floor, and then I saw an ad for Night Flyers. I'm like, what's this? And then boom, Gretchen Mall's like in the first scene.
Oh man.
It was just really like,
Yeah. The algos when it
at some
gets you
point,
like
you
that.
just gotta laugh.
Yep.
I was listening to someone the other day who was talking about how our reality is orchestrated by an AI. Like the people talk about like the hidden hand running things.
Right.
They say that this is an AI.
I mean, how would we even know if it wasn't? If it's such an advanced AI, like what's artificial and what isn't? Like it's a paradox or a conundrum.
At some point, it all has to be natural. It has to have some natural.
Well, something had to be natural to make the AI.
Organic.
Okay, so AI is a bad term.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's an intelligence that runs this that is autonomous and follows a script. That was kind of the takeaway from that. Anyway,
Pretty boring script.
Did you see that Grimes tweet about she's writing like working on a new book? Oh god, I gotta find it because it's like just
Elon's girlfriend.
Yeah, Elon's girlfriend. Grimes Twitter AI.
I was just gonna say, I was like, Darren, what did he write?
No, this is Elon's girlfriend, isn't it? And she does
Elon Musk, not Darren Grimes. Elon Musk's girlfriend Grimes. There we go. Give me that screen.
Oh, is she like that, like goth, like that one?
yeah, she's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a
That just reminded me. Have you guys ever watched the DC's Legends of Tomorrow?
I've watched
No.
like a little bit of the first season.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, never mind.
Hey,
Legends of
let me do
Tomorrow.
my celebrity segment jingle quick.
I remember.
Okay, celebrity segment. I'm gonna find
let me-
this. I'm trying to find the tweet.
Hold on, Felix. I'll forget again.
Yeah, tell us.
There's a guy in there named something Magic or fuck. He hangs out with Damien Dark. Him and Damien Dark are partners.
Dark,
He
yeah.
lost his hand. He was from a League of Assassins.
Oh, sweet.
The dude looks just like Elon Musk.
Sweet.
Oh man.
And you can't watch that show and not look at that guy going, it's fucking Elon Musk.
It's Elon Musk.
With the robot hand. Okay.
I found the tweet, guys. Felix, did you want to do the jingle before I do the tweet, or should I just read the tweet?
I'll just do my jingle.
Okay.
I'll just
Celebrity, 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 celebrate celebrity.
All right.
Live jingles. That's
okay.
new. I love
so
it.
Grimes says, I've been up since 6 a.m. in China writing a fantasy novel instead of finishing my album. It centers around lesbian romance between a demon named War and an angel named Peace. A demon named War and an angel named Peace.
The demon.
Set in a biological simulation run by AI gods. Pop stars are human AI hybrid angels, art angels, who are the tether between the gods, who are generating play in the sim game, and human NPCs. And the first response that I have is up to it. It's our buddy Salvatore, and he just says, "So you Googled Gnosticism?" That's all he says to it. I'm gonna give that a like.
You got to retweet that.
That's great. Yeah. So you just Googled Gnosticism. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Boom.
Yeah, he burned her good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sick
it seems stuff that we've brought up a few times before. But I don't know.
Gnostics? Yeah. You're the Gnosticism.
I don't know much about any of that stuff, but AI and
it's all about
AI
awakening.
gods. Maybe
Yourself.
Awakening
yourself, knowing that there's more to reality than meets the eye.
Like Transformers.
Then that's what we all are, then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That and that God is within.
There's some. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or we are God.
Makes sense to me.
The definition of who knows.
Yeah, we're all God.
Maybe. That's some satanic temple shit.
I've been wanting to share this little excerpt from this book I'm reading about. It's a little bit about ESP.
ESPN?
ESP, extrasensory perception
network.
Okay. And I thought you guys get a kick out of it. It's a little erotic.
Well, let's hear it.
It all revolves around these Duke University students that were researching ESP. I don't remember their names are somewhere in here, but I just wanted to read this anecdote because they went and they actually investigated this lady. She was kind of doing a parlor trick, and she was supposedly talking to the ghost of her dead brother. And I wanna read this to you guys and see what you think.
Okay.
Are you ready? It was okay. The journey to Duke had started in a dimly lit parlor in Boston, Massachusetts, with a beautiful woman who claimed she could talk to the dead. Like I said, it was 1926, and mediums were all the rage. But Boston's Mina Crandon, the wife of the respected surgeon Leroy G. Crandon, had every medium in America beat. In seances conducted in a fourth-floor parlor in fashionable, relentlessly respectable Beacon Hill, the captivating Mina, who went by the pseudonym Marjorie, held out this promise: "You will never die, never disappear forever, and now come close and hold my hands and my feet, just to reassure yourself that this is all real. It's not a trick, and death is not the end." Mina often wore only slippers, stockings, and a dressing gown, which her husband would part so her guests could stare in the name of science and discovery to see the ectoplasmic emissions that, change the page, sometimes came from her mouth, her ear, and from between her legs.
What?
Sex and immortality. What could be more irresistible? Some didn't know how to react, but then Dr. Crandon, that's her husband, would invite them to reach out and touch her. At very special sittings held in near total darkness, Crandon would flash a red light, and from between the spread legs of a now naked Mina would emerge what was described as a frightening, flaccid, tongue-like projection. The Crandons proclaimed it was the ectoplasmic emission of the hand of Mina's brother Walter, who had died in a railroad accident in 1911.
Oh man, haunted hand.
Haunted hand. Her brother's
Out of a
hand coming
vagina.
Out of her, yeah. It was
Felicia.
so you're getting this mental imagery.
Yeah.
It was horrifying. It was horrifying. According to an account written by Thomas R. Tietze, one witness said the end was broken up irregularly, like amputated fingers.
Ugh.
But no one looked away. Do you want to touch it? Dr. Crandon would ask. Many recoiled, although one sitter said it felt like a woman's breast.
Oh, what?
Others said it felt like cold raw beef or wet rubber. These were very affluent times, and the paranormal was frequently wet, dripping, and organic. Talking about ectoplasm, baby.
Oh yeah.
Other mediums would expel, so this is other mediums at the time, they would expel goose fat lubricated with cheesecloth. Harvard professors later concluded that Mina's hand, this is what they concluded, was constructed from the lung tissue of an animal. Let me see here.
So wait. not the ghost hand, but her actual hand?
No, the what comes out of her was that, and it's just they didn't really say that they exactly figured out was that.
So they're just assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or she stuffed a bunch of lung tissue up her snatch.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay,
Something like that.
makes sense.
I saw that on My Addiction or whatever that show is.
Uh-huh.
My Horrible Addiction. Stuffing things inside them. Panty stuffers and whatnot.
Jeez.
Kids these
but
days.
it said that she would come on to a lot of the people that would come and see her show, and they go into a little bit more detail about how she stood in front of this like dresser, and they tied her hands so that there was no one would think that she was actually throwing things or making things levitate, and all these weird red flashing lights, if you could imagine yourself being there.
Orbs.
And she would do voices, or voices would pop out.
So she could be like a voice to the other side or whatever type deal. Like,
So and then again, and a lot of people that kind of investigated it were thinking that it was something her husband really got his kicks off of other people looking at his.
Dude, that's great. Yeah, he's like, was it not voyeur? Is it voyeurism?
It's like exhibition or not
Exhibition. Okay, yeah.
something like that.
Masturbationism.
I thought you guys would get a kick out of that.
This is great. That's a great. That's a great read, dude. Made me laugh.
And I just started reading this book's called Unbelievable Investigations into Ghosts, Poltergeist, Telepathy, and Other Unseen Phenomena from the Duke Parapsychology Laboratory. So I guess there's a lot of
actually Duke University.
Yeah, there's like foundational stuff with telepathy and ESP at this time.
Oh man!
And actually, some got some concrete evidence that there's either. A lot of people were thinking that they were either thinking, okay, are we communicating with ghosts, or are we able to actually read each other's minds, that kind of thing.
Ooh.
Someone's what made people want to like stop studying this? So like, is it just hard science came through and they're like, no, there's no way of proving this, so we're not even going to look at it anymore?
Impossible.
That's exactly what happened.
I haven't finished the book.
Oh.
When was this book written?
This is a newer book. It's got a nice little cover. Take a look.
That's a nice cover. Unbelievable.
So does Duke, I wonder,
books don't have covers, right?
No, not the old ones.
Do you think Duke still has this class, or that are well, it's a study though. So, was it parapsychology or something like?
Yeah, parapsychology. They had actually they had a different name for it. They called it. They didn't call it parapsychology.
Right. They don't want that in front of it, but.
It's like alongside psychology.
Huh.
That's what para means.
The real tragedy is that they should be the same thing.
Yeah. Like, why can't you? Yeah.
I mean, this would, if they're going to have a fraud science like psychology, they might as well put parapsychology into that group.
They might as well put it,
And psychiatry is just as fraudulent. So.
I would think so.
You guys might think this is interesting. In the beginning of the book, they have all these little quotations about letters that Duke University received. So this parapsychology department received letters from people that had anecdotes about where they saw people like ghosts and
is this an elective? I wonder.
It's like research and development.
I mean, if no, I dig it, dude. That's pretty cool. I wonder how many schools actually go into that.
There's a couple these are little excerpts from letters that were sent to them. So I'll just do a couple. I can do like there's some good in here. I didn't mark which one, so I'm just going to kind of go cold read on it. So someone sent this in to them. Help me, please. I'm feeling. You okay? Who was that?
It's a cold read.
It's a cold read, dude.
It's cold. Oh yeah, it's a cold jingle. Help me, please. I'm feeling I'm breaking at the edges, and for my child's sake, I'd like to get this problem resolved. ... I have a loved one buried that I very much want you to examine the body, as I think he returned to life after burial and is being held alive by electric current in some trance state.
Like Frankenstein.
Even if you think I'm wrong, help me to know I am wrong. 1959.
Electrical state. Yeah. That's the residual energy left over, right? Like
something.
Yeah.
I was thinking she said that someone like exhumed him and hooked him up to some electric.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Like Frankenstein.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She obviously just read Frankenstein and wanted to get in on this action.
Okay, here's a good one. Maybe, I don't know. On May 5th at 4:40 p.m., Tony Bradford left the White Rock Airport in Dallas, Texas. At Houston, he picked up his fiancée. They left Houston at approximately 8:45 p.m. About 50 miles north of Houston, a line of thunderstorms apparently caused their plane to crash. As of this writing, no trace of the plane has been found. Would you please put this problem before the people having the ability to judge the exact location of the airplane? The search has been given up since the 20th of May, 1961, this letter. So they're reaching out to them saying like, hey, figure this stuff out.
Dude, alternate dimensions. There's so many missing planes. Like, how does the whole plane go missing? They got to get sucked somewhere else. Who knows?
It's all happening.
MH370.
Maybe this is a good one. On one of those warm moonlight nights, I woke up with a terrific start. I heard someone walking in the kitchen. Imagine my shock when a small man wearing a striped bathrobe and something like a turban wrapped around his head peered seemingly curiously at me. The figure withdrew, and I waited for the footsteps, my eyes riveted on the black space in the doorframe. Once more, the little man appeared. This time, only his head staring at me. Looking forward to your reply with much interest.
Wow.
What do you think of that one?
That one's kind of creepy. Some sort of.
I'll do one more, and I can save this for next week.
Yeah, some sort of.
That's pretty cool.
These are cool letters. I don't want to waste them. Didn't we say we're going to do the profound WWE quote of the week?
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. Oh man. Speaking of WWE and next week, do you have an announcement to make, James? Do we have a special guest coming on next week? Maybe.
I think so. I think we do have an amazing guest coming on next week. Podcaster extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best.
He's should
I say who it is, or
if you want to.
You guys ever
probably
hear of a podcast called Banal of America?
Oh yeah, Tim Banal.
Yes,
hopefully
Tim Banal's gonna come hang out for 2 hours with us next week.
Man,
you guys feel free to jump in, come hang at the same old, but reached out to him, man. He was cool enough to I just asked, hey man, you ever free Tuesday nights? He's like, actually, yeah. So
That sounds cool.
like, let's do it, man. Yeah. So Tim Banal is going to be on next week. I said you can do it from your phone for that antique sound if you want.
Do you call him Tim?
I said, yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Call
Mr.
him
Banal.
Mr.
Banal
Banal.
senpai.
I would greet myself that way. Yeah.
Timothy?
Come here. No. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him, dude. That'd be pretty cool, man. Just to hang out and ask him what kind of socks he wears and stuff like that.
Heck yeah.
Is he like a historian?
I think so.
He's everything,
We'll find
dude.
out.
He's been into this stuff for so long. Yeah, like same with us. Same, but I mean, doing that podcast for what 10 years, probably. Yeah, something like that.
A decade?
A decade. Yeah.
Man.
So Tim Banal is gonna be hanging next week.
I'm kind of liking this profound WWE quotes.
Oh yeah, we could do that. How about wait? You were talking about we mentioned parapsychology, and I just kind of looked real quick. Here's 11 of them that.
Oh, you brought up a listicle? You did look real quick.
University of Arizona, Stanford, Cornell, University of Edinburgh, Lund University, UCLA, University of Amsterdam. I mean, there's probably even more than that are on this list, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's obviously around. So
I'd be
it's a thing.
curious what kind of profession you could pick up with if you pursue that as like a major or something. Parapsychology.
Good idea. What do you do? What do you go into?
Who knows?
What does a parapsychologist
Carnivals.
Parapsychology is the study of psychic phenomena, including telepathy, precognition, clairvoyant, psychokinesis, near-death experiences, synchronicities, reincarnation, additional experiences, and other paranormal claims.
What about phantom limbs?
Phantom limb syndrome?
Oh, Phantom Limb from Venture Bros. I'll drop another Venture Bros reference.
Did you guys ever see the movie John Dies in the End?
Sounds familiar.
No, I always saw it on Netflix, but I never watched it because I think I tried to
Yeah, I
once, and I was
always
like, I don't want to watch this.
Who's that? Wasn't that David Schwimmer in that?
No,
No.
it's like a bunch of. I'm pretty sure it's like C-list actors.
You're like
or
the
something.
master of derailing my thoughts. I forgot. Fuck.
John dies at the end.
Oh,
Parapsychology.
Okay, so I don't want to ruin the movie. If you've never seen it, I'm not.
Oh, it's fine. Ruin away.
Well, there's other. Okay, so there's a chick in there who's missing her hand, who becomes one of. There's a group of people fighting off a bunch of demons that came in through the astral plane.
Okay.
So and it's a comedy, like a dark comedy, and one of the people helping them fight off these creatures is a girl with missing a hand. And at the end of the movie, they have to go through a portal, a magic portal. It's a ghost portal.
Ooh.
Ghost portal?
I think they called it a phantom portal. And she thought that the idea, well, it happened at the end. She had the phantom limb was able to open the phantom door.
Ooh.
When she passed her hand into this portal, her stump, she could see the ghost hand.
Phantom Limb.
Wicked.
I might
It
actually
was cool.
watch
Like
this.
the phantom limb syndrome, what you're talking about.
It was still there. Like
Maybe that's why, because it exists in this other
in a different,
domain.
yeah. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Paul Giamatti's in that movie. I think he's the biggest name.
I think he probably produced it, but it's a good movie.
Oh.
It is really good. It's funny too.
You guys ready for a performance?
Yeah, let's get a little jam out.
Yeah, we can go over a bunch of other shit after that. Cool, dude.
Jam it up.
Everybody, Felix on the ones and twos. Get ready for a live jam via the Cruzin with Steak podcast. Welcomes Mr. Cliff Wall, everybody. Cliff Wall.
Or just Felix?
Okay, how about Felix?
And something about this song spoke to me, and I thought that either Jerry or James would like the song because maybe it was a big song during their glory days. So,
What?
So I was thinking that this song might have a little sentimental value to some of you guys.
Okay.
I tune out when you play, so maybe.
Oh, come on.
I will listen this time.
You detune? You downtune?
There's a purpose.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So here you have it. you'll know what song it is. I think Neil Diamond originally sang this song. Here we go. Red, red wine. Wait, let me start over.
Play Sweet Caroline instead.
Red, red wine goes to my head, makes me forget that I still need a soul. Red, red wine, it's up to you. All I can do, I've done. Memories won't go. No, memories won't go. I have sworn that with time, thoughts of you would leave my head. But I was wrong. Now I find just one thing makes me forget. Red, red wine, stay close to me. Don't let me be alone. It's tearing apart my blue, blue heart. I have sworn that with time, thoughts of you would leave my head. I was wrong. Now I find just one thing makes me forget. Red, red wine, stay close to me. Don't let me be alone. It's tearing apart my blue, blue heart. Red, red meat make me feel so great. Red, 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 red meat make me feel so. I had a little verse here. Red, red meat, you make me feel so complete. Listen to Cruzin Mistake every week on repeat. Red, red meat, you make me feel so sweet. Listen to Cruzin Mistake every week on repeat. Red, red meat, you make me feel so complete. Listen to Cruzin Mistake every week on repeat. Whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, in the Zoom room. Whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, in the Zoom room. Red, red meat, you make me feel so complete. Listen, Cruzin Mistake every week on repeat. Red, red meat, you make me feel so complete. Listen to Cruzin Mistake every week on repeat. Whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, in the Zoom room. Whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, whole heap of zoom, in the Zoom room. Bo, bo, bo. Red, red wine, stay close to me. Don't let me be alone. It's tearing apart my blue, blue heart.
Whoa!
Very
Dude,
nice.
That was excellent.
There it is. You got the whistle of approval. Thanks, Felix.
Man, that was really kick-ass, dude. Yeah, it got me thinking of it mainly.
College?
Well,
Probably
just
college.
mainly of like younger. Just hearing that in like TV and movies and stuff, you know, I mean, that's, you know, MTV days. I think that, you know, UB40, I mean, that was man. Like, yeah, that was the main jam.
They brought that whole reggae, electric scene to the forefront.
Yeah.
UB40.
Was that Neil Diamond that originally sang that?
Oh, probably.
I wonder. Let's see.
I don't
know the origins of that song. Yeah, we could probably look that up.
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond wrote it. I don't know if he ever performed it. I'm sure he recorded it a long time ago. He's been around for fucking forever. He's from the Stone Age.
Who, Neil Diamond?
Yeah, look at his hair.
Yeah, it's made out of stone.
I was gonna learn the rap verse, but it's so nonsensical that and then the rhythm of it I could never.
Your verse was way better. You're like, oh, yeah, I got something better.
Red meat, you make me feel so
complete or something, right?
Listen to Cruzin mistake every week on repeat.
I love it. So I like for a second I was like, oh, what movies was that song? You know, it has like 56 credits in different shows and stuff. Like it was like, I mean, the first credit it ever had was, well, let's see, it's something from 1981. Yeah, shit, dude, I was like 5. No, I would have been. Huh? I would have been 3 years old then. Yeah.
When the UB40 version came out.
That song.
Huh.
Writer Madame Medusa, Madame Medusa, performed by her. It was in a documentary.
James, hit the record button on Zoom. I gave you power just in case, and then leave the Zoom chat.
Oh, you having issues?
Well, no.
Look at the chat. All right.
Yeah. Just in case. We'll back up. I'm sorry I derailed you.
No, it's all good, dude. I was just looking at some. Yeah.
It's like a well-written song. I went and looked up the chords for it, and the chords were all wrong, so I had to really sit and like listen to it closely to get the chord changes right. But it's got a nice like little shuffle to it, and I like the different parts. It all sounds kind of the same, but there's a lot of different variety to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was in. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was in Half Baked. Maybe that's what I remember it from a lot. It was in Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Wow.
Vampire. I just remember hearing it on just like classic rock stations.
Yeah, it was always on. Yeah, that. I mean, that had to been. I wonder if it ever hit the tops. Like they're an 8-piece band from the UK.
There's a lot of guys.
Yeah, is.
There's a lot of testosterone.
The Neighbors episode, TV series, War Dogs. I think I've seen that before. But recently, 2017 and 18, it must be like one of the intro songs. But Richard Osman's House of Games. I have no clue what that is, but yeah. 51st Dates. It's in that. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
It's probably like a sunscreen.
Probably. Oh, I'm sure.
Ed TV. You remember that movie?
Ed TV. I do. I do remember that movie.
Yeah.
Was that
Holly? Yeah.
All right. Hey, let me read you they do like they have the regular version and then they have the one with the rap, the extended version. But I want to read some of the lyrics to you because they're just so goofy. But you want to hear them?
Yeah.
So the guy goes, this says red wine toast section. Red wine, you make me feel so fine. You keep me rocking all of the time. Red wine, you make me feel so grand. I feel $1 million when you're just in my hand. Red wine, you make me feel so sad. Anytime I see you go, it make me feel bad. Red wine, you make me feel so fine. Monkey pack him Rizla pon the sweet dep line. Red wine, you give me whole.
Jeez.
I took this line where he says, red wine, you give me whole heap of zing. So I took a whole heap. I started saying whole heap of Zoom instead.
Whole heap of Zoom. Whole heap of Zoom. You come in here and hang out in this room.
Zoom room.
The Zoom room.
Whole heap of zing make me do me own thing. Red wine, you really know how I love. You're kind of loving like a blessing from above. Red wine, I love you right from the start. Right from the start with all of my heart. These are the funny lines right here. Red wine in an 80s style. Red wine in a modern beat style. Yeah. Give me little time, help me clear up me mind. Give me little time, let me clear up my mind. Give me red wine, the kind that make me feel fine. Make me feel fine all of the time. And it goes on and on. Red wine, you make me feel so fine. Monkey pack him rizelapon. The sweet dep line. The line broke. The monkey get choke. Burn bad ganja pon. Him little rowing boat. Red wine, I'm gonna hold on to you, cause I know your love true. Red wine, I'm gonna love you till I die. Love you till I die, and that's no lie. Red wine can't get you out of my mind. Wherever you may be, I'll surely find. I'll surely find. Make no fuss. Just stick with us. Red wine, you really know how I love. You're kind of loving like a blessing from above. Repeat. And then I love the red wine in an 80s style. Red wine in a modern beat style.
We must change. Red Wine is a song originally written and performed and recorded by Neil Diamond in 1967.
Unacceptable.
It was
unacceptable.
Included on Neil's second studio album, Just For You. The lyrics are sung from a perspective of a person that finds drinking red wine is the only way to forget his woes. He often added new instruments along the way and background vocals. Neil Diamond kept singing it for a little while. The Diamond's version only reached number 62 on the Hot 100 in 1968. God. Live version was released on Diamond's Greatest Hits album, 66 to 92. But the 68 single version has never been issued on a vinyl album or a CD.
Oh, weird. I went back and listened to the Neil Diamond version on like YouTube, and it was like a really crappy.
I can imagine, right?
Gotta find those HDs.
So in 1969, a reggae influenced styled band, this Tony Tribe, he covered the song, and then I think that made that vibe change. So then in 83, UB40 recorded the best known version of it. UB40's versions topped the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK singles chart. Diamond later performed UB40 inspired version of the song while on tour. He said, I'll play it this way instead.
Shrink. So, there's another little funny thing here. I want to piggyback off what you said here. Astro, the guy's name's Astro, the former vocalist and trumpet player of UB40, stated that the band knew only Tony Tribe's version. He told the Financial Times, I don't know why he's talking to the Financial Times, he said this: even when we saw the writing credit which said N. Diamond, we thought it was a Jamaican artist called Negus Diamond.
Old Negus.
Negus or Negus Diamond.
That's great. What a little memory lane trip there.
Yeah. Some red wine 15-minute segment dedicated to it.
Hey, why not, dude?
UB40 performed this song at Nelson Mandela's 70th birthday concert.
Oh my God. Let's fly these guys in. I love them.
Yeah,
I can imagine Mandela having that CD just chilling on his rack, playing it every day.
my dad's turning 70 next year.
Yeah.
You guys got to get UB40.
And
happy birthday, Mr. Ortega.
Yeah,
Ortega.
I'll let him know.
Definitely.
I'll let him know.
Birthday shoutouts.
Fire up the tech news segment, dude.
Well, you want me to play some tech news?
Sure, man. I got some tech news.
Technology, baby.
Yeah, it's all around us. It's
here
in
it
us.
is.
Cruising with stay.
Buttons work.
Technology. Cruising with stay. Technology says.
Maybe you can teach me how to use a computer, Jerry, to know how the buttons work.
Teach me how to computer.
I need to know how buttons work.
Teach me how to computer.
I need to know how buttons work.
We'll just fade out with that. Technology segment.
The buttons work.
How the buttons
The
work.
buttons do work. Yeah, man. They work.
Man. You know who else just had a who else had a birthday? Miyazaki. Hayao Miyazaki. He's an animator for Studio Ghibli. He did all that stuff. You know, Studio Ghibli does like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro. Some of the best anime ever.
I might have to get into it.
Yeah, I'll drop a picture of him in the chats right now.
Is he
Nice,
young?
because I'm
No,
into Naruto.
he turned 78 years old. You're watching Naruto, James. I'm proud of you.
I'm Naruto. I need to know the pronunciations. Naruto.
Naruto?
You got to get the Anime for Dummies book.
You do.
Got
him.
Yeah, totally do.
You got him. So we got tech news. Dude, Leonidas posted in the Ponzi Schemes channel that apparently Ethereum had like a 51% attack or something on it. So Ethereum is some bust. Ethereum Classic. So basically, yeah, he posted a big thing saying if you drop it, get rid of all your Ethereum right now. If anybody's still doing that thing.
Bad habit.
Class, any ETH or what? Which
Ethereum Classic, ETC. So
I think I have some of that.
yeah, he posted. I'll find the actual article.
I love how your ears perk up for that, but your ears don't perk up for UB40.
This is for UB40.
I put it in the chat that it was UB40.
It's true. You did.
Does that song have any sentimental value to you?
0.
Do you remember hearing
That
it?
just reminds me of like high school.
I remember hearing UB40.
I wish I had like a.
I put a
cooler
link in
story,
the
like,
in the Zoom chats.
and freaking
I have
UFO
five-
came over my head when that song was on.
I got $35 worth of ETH Classic.
Yeah,
Send it to me.
I guess dump it.
It's up like 10%
Sentimental.
this week.
Send it to my wallet.
Not
Well,
anything.
I posted that link. Whatever Leo was freaking out about.
He freaks out
in
about
Zoom
everything.
chat. Yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay.
he's
I think he has,
watching those
freakitis.
markets.
Freakitis. Oh, freak out.
I haven't looked at my cryptocurrencies in a while.
That's a
I
good
looked
thing.
at- like a year. I haven't
That's
looked
how
at a
you
year.
do.
Yeah,
Everybody should.
that's
look
probably
at
how you
it.
should treat it. Yeah.
Cryptos and-
I don't really care anymore.
They should come up with a coin called Toupee coin.
Wait a second. I got a point here. I went and looked yesterday, and I saw in my wallet, my Ethereum wallet, I got 56,000 tokens from somewhere.
We call it a
Weird.
meat wallet around here.
Man,
Wow.
so just random tokens, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if it was an airdrop or what.
That's kind of cool.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Like token black
Like a
eyes.
donation?
No, it's not. I don't know what it is. It's,
Oh,
It happened in November.
okay.
That's all. That's my tech news.
Cryptocurrency. Man.
Is that what we were talking about?
Well, we
James,
played
you
the
had
tech news. I mean, I think James
no,
had something.
Well, I mean, I got a few tech related things. Actually, you mentioned Leonidas, and he dropped a badass link. I mean, this is from 2017, but anyway, because I think he couldn't resist. Up until now, NASA says never paid too much attention to Uranus, but now space agencies want to take a good, hard, long look at it. And one of the things that might be they might be investigating is all that gas. So basically, they NASA plan they really want to probe Uranus.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. So they plan the probe to take off in the 2030s.
Of course, the 2030s.
Yes. 2030 is way far out by now. It's possible flyby of Uranus. And
speaking of wild projections,
yeah.
On it wasn't the most recent No Agenda, but it was the one before it. They played this clip of, I just said like 6 times. Nish would kill me. They played this clip of Al Gore during the '88 election. And
about hydrofluorocarbons.
Yeah, pretty much how he said that all the rainforests would be gone by 2010. Like he was just like, no, he's like, they're disappearing at a rate of Tennessee a year.
Actually, they're the most the vile things now. Right now, they're the most vibrant things growing right now.
Yeah, dude. So Al Gore and his fear porn, it's been going on since the late '80s.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but it'll happen one day, and then he'll say, "Told you so."
Who was it? Mike. What do you guys call him? Don't you call him like left wing Mike or something?
Oh, liberal Mike.
Liberal Mike.
left winged Mike.
Left winged Mike. He was mentioning how he hates how all of his smartphones only last 2 years and then they crash. I have a phone, a Moto G, first generation from 2014 that I still use.
Nice.
It's on the 3G network, and
that's cool. 3G's still there.
And every few months, I do like one of those reboot or factory resets.
Wow,
it works perfectly fine for me.
Man, that's pretty nice.
Well, I want to get back to the probing. So,
we're still going there.
Yeah, well, they proposed the proposed probing of Uranus would include a mission of a flyby of Uranus, which would include a narrowed angle and camera.
Pretty sure it's pronounced Uranus, James.
No, I like mine.
Dingleberry.
Yeah, and a probe would drop into Uranus' atmosphere, and it would measure the gas. Because what else would you measure in Uranus and heavy elements? There are 4 proposed missions, 3 orbiters, and a flyby. So it would include a narrow, that narrow angle to draw out details of the ice giant's moons. It would also drop an atmospheric probe to take a dive into Uranus' atmosphere to measure the levels of gas. Yay.
Is it going to give a Brazilian wax to Uranus?
A bleaching?
Brazilian waxes are the best.
Uranus bleaching. All right. We can drop some bleach on it.
It's always been an interesting thing, anal bleaching.
Bag of bleach. Bag of bleach.
Bag of bleach. Bag of gas was super fun to listen to, actually. Yeah, check out the last show. It's really good. All of our shows are really good.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
It'd be funny if we had transcriptions of each of these episodes.
Yes. Oh God.
Jesus, it'd be
to read.
It'd be so confusing.
Put in the Library of Congress. Submit those.
Speaking of tech news,
and tech news.
Controlled demolitions.
Oh, 9/11, the buildings?
Yeah, there's a whole the 9/11 truth movement has been active and present for over 17 years. While the mainstream media won't touch the story, while most Americans refuse to even consider the possibility that the attacks were an inside job, the actual evidence supporting controlled demolition theory is so convincing that a legitimate federal grand jury investigation will address this very question. Boom.
Yeah, nothing's going to come of it.
What do you think's going to happen? Nothing?
Nothing.
I don't know. Bunch of money being spent for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Thousands of architects and engineers. Well, remember that whole thing? Yeah, like everyone signed it,
episode.
Right?
The most recent, one of the most recent Grimerica.
Richard Gage,
security professionals, journalists, concerned citizens, all demanding the federal government release the truth.
Yeah, but
about the control.
What's the definition of truth? If they have it convinced that their narrative is truth and they release that as truth,
that's why they want the evidence for this
doesn't matter anymore.
No, truth doesn't matter.
The
Feelings are what matter.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you listen to Alexandria Cortez? Whatever.
Oh, AOC? She's my girl.
Because feelings are more important than facts. She said that on 2020 or something, or on
when she was talking to Anderson Cooper, that interview, or
Anderson Cooper.
One of the two. She was on 60 Minutes and she was on Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like,
I'm all for progressive.
The morality was more important, the morals of a situation than the facts.
Yeah, that sounds like something a crazy person would say.
Nish isn't coming.
It's kind of like I got a crush on Obama.
It's AOC. I'm telling you, AOC.
About feelings.
She's gonna be president in 2028.
She can't be president. She's an idiot.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be great things that come from this woman somehow.
Boom goes the dynamite.
She's got that social media presence.
But that's all she's got.
All these kids.
That's her power.
Yeah.
She doesn't know anything about. Whatever. I give up. I don't care.
It's tough. It's tough to talk about 2020. Yeah,
I mean, the Democrats are going to do nothing but try and impeach Trump. So we've got
that's all. That's what's It's
2 more years of fucking
bombarding.
Yeah, it's going to be sickening. And then
he didn't pay these parking tickets back in 1985.
Get him.
It's going to come to that.
Yeah, we got to get into his his personal.
It's like, dude,
now they're talking about
lawyers and shit. Yeah,
they said we don't know that he hasn't been laundering his money. So
that's the thing. Yeah.
We're going to have to investigate.
Yeah,
because we don't know if he's been doing it. Like, what?
Yeah,
the Gestapo in Congress now.
Gestapo. It's the evidence for this exceptional claim, and the lawyers for the committee of 9/11 inquiry has successfully submitted a petition. So they're thinking about it.
Yeah,
petition to the federal government demanding that a grand jury make it this possible. So finally, the U.S. attorneys has issued a response agreeing to comply with the law and open a grand jury investigation. This can mark the substantial progress to date for the fight for 9/11 truth.
Interesting how the Dark Overlord just dumped a bunch of.
Yeah, what's up with that?
They need a response aspect to it, probably, maybe. I don't know.
Did they release any information, or is that just kind of basic stuff so far?
They released, I forgot how many documents, but they've got, I think there's 5 layers. They put out a big 10 gigabyte file. And in there, you take one encryption key and you basically unlock it, and you get some files, and then you get a layer 2 encrypted file.
Oh, okay.
So then when they release that key, you can unencrypt layer 2, which is a file, an encrypted file within the encrypted file. It's like a Russian doll.
Chastity belt.
Okay, yeah.
Not like a chastity belt.
The nesting dolls. One inside of another, inside of another.
Exactly. So they released layer 1, and apparently they've released layer 2 documents. Layer 3 documents. Obviously, as the layers get higher, the more damning the information, allegedly.
It's akin to an onion. It's like an onion.
It could be an onion. Or a nesting doll, which is the perfect analogy.
So, apparently they look legit. There's a forensic guy on Twitter who said they are legit. Somebody's mail server got hacked, and these documents are from these 2 like big law firms.
Man,
who cover insurance law, and it sounds like the first bunch of documents were about the insurance claims on the building, the Twin Towers in Building 7. Yeah.
Wait, did you guys ever talk about Did you guys talk about the Transformers in New York?
Well, I just was gonna talk about it. I was just gonna say
that's technology.
Yeah, I'm still still in the segment.
Well, that story came and went pretty quick.
That was pretty spooky though. Those pictures.
The blue light.
Yeah, that was spooky. I could imagine just being there and seeing that. Spooky.
But I got another idea of Transformers. Who would want a real life Transformer? I don't know. It'd be pretty cool though. But I think I saw an article posted by some. Yeah, we have. There's actually a lot of like people, car fans, and people into cool shit in our chats in the Discord. So everybody, you might want to join the Discord via cruisestake.com or
you might not.
No, you want to be in there.
Get roped in.
Get roped in, wrangled in, chopped
It's a
up.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
It's all a Ponzi scheme.
And come hang out in the meat locker. Hyundai, car company Hyundai, has revealed a walking car concept. It looks just like something from Transformers. It's the car is dubbed Elevate. It has movable legs which allow it to navigate through modern terrain. So Hyundai believes it could one day be the like a first responder type vehicle in natural disasters, such as forest fires, earthquakes, hurricanes. The Vice President John Shaw said when a tsunami, or an earthquake hits, current rescue vehicles can only drive or can only deliver first responders to the edge of the debris field, and then they would only have to go the rest of the way by foot. Elevate can drive to the scene, climb right over flood debris or crumbled concrete. This technology goes well beyond emergency situations. It could do different things. It could load up to the back end of someone's stairs. You can, so if someone was in a wheelchair or something, you can load them right in.
Tap dance.
Yeah, it could walk up to their front door, level itself, and allow their wheelchair to roll right in. The possibilities are limitless. Hyundai says the car is capable of both. These are funny. Mammalian. And reptilian walking gaits. Thanks to robotic legs and 5 degrees of freedom. Oh, so it wants to be free. Come on, you stupid thing. My computer
there's no words here.
There's no. There are words here, but there's a lot of ads and a lot of things you got to scroll over, and they have to load because my computer's slow. So the car, it allow the legs, it raises up, raises down. It's weird. It has like a transformer type legs. It's kind of like on 4-point access, so the legs could raise up to, I don't know how tall this thing can actually get, but it allows the car to climb walls, step over huge gaps, walk over uneven terrain, all while keeping its passengers completely level. The legs also fold up into a stowed drive mode, allowing it to drive at highway speeds like regular cars. David Byron, design manager, said, by combining the power of robotics with Hyundai's latest EV technology, Elevate has the ability to take people where no car has gone before and redefine our perception of vehicular freedom. The car basically, imagine a car stranded in a snow ditch 10 feet off the side of the highway, and it being able to walk or climb over the treacherous terrain back onto the road, potentially saving its injured passengers. This is the future of vehicular mobility. It's unclear when or if Hyundai plans to turn it into reality. So there's my tech news. Personally, I have a VR headset now. We have a PlayStation VR headset.
How's that working out, James?
And it's actually pretty cool, dude.
Do you get motion sickness at all?
I've tried a few different things with it. They have this Spider-Man demo, which is pretty cool. You kind of practice web slinging some stuff, and then you actually then there's a crane above you, and you web sling up that. So then you get the effect of like real motion. Like, and then you're all of a sudden you're pretty high up in the air, dude. It's pretty crazy. And the thing that messes with you is since you have the thing over your face, you don't see your actual arms. That's what like messes with you. But you have hands, and because you have these PlayStation Move like controllers or whatever. And so that was pretty trippy, kind of being up high and stuff. It kind of gives you visual, like ocular. What was that show we did, Jerry? What was the name of that show? Ocular something. It was a Felix. I think you came up with the name. Oh my god,
I don't remember that one.
It had to do with VR. There was something.
God's Mind or something.
No, it's ocular something. But it's cool, dude. I'd recommend playing it. Try it out.
Are you going on naughty websites with that VR?
No,
man.
I haven't tried that, but
I always see those ads like play this game and try not to come, stuff like that.
Oh my god. Kind of like the NyQuil challenge or whatever.
Yeah. No, nothing like that.
Try not to come.
We're not talking about that at all. This is just this is a video game.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Well, I don't know. The most visual feeling.
But you don't get motion sickness or anything, right?
No, I haven't. No,
you got
that's
that.
all a lie.
Do you ever get
Everyone
motion
buy
sickness?
One of these.
Like, do you get one? Like, ever get seasick on a boat or ever get motion sickness?
I could. I used to when I was a kid, but like my oldest son, like he's 12 and he gets it in the car, but he can play this thing.
Dude, I used to get that too in the car, like when I was reading. Oh man.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah, couldn't do that.
Yeah, it was a death sentence for vomiting. Yeah.
Do you have to charge the headset? Or is it?
No, the headset is plugged in via HDMI, and it's also it has one cord, but it splits, so it's an HDMI and something else like a splitter, because then that
like S video
separate box, and then that plugs into the PlayStation. So you actually, like last night I tested.
And is there one where you plug in your butt?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's heat censored.
Teledildonics hooks up to it.
Yeah,
I like that.
But you can just put on the headset, because once you it's weird, like once you it has the power light on, but it's unactivated. But the second you put it on and you stretch the headband part of it, and then you put it on, then that screen fires up whatever's on your, so you can watch a movie and it's like you're in like the fifth row of a movie theater. It's fucking dope, dude. It's like I said, you were talking about watching porn or something. So you could easily
I never said that.
Yeah.
Sucks you into another dimension.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Yeah, it puts you in a different world.
And I wonder what things are harvesting on your mind waves that's creating.
It's all flashing lights, honestly. It's just a projection, digital projection.
Dude, it's mind control.
The graphic quality, I'd say, is only like 480, like it's no 1080 like when you're viewing. Yeah.
But, you should go to a virtual Justin Bieber concert.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
You could do weird immersive stuff like that. Yeah. I played a couple sampler games that you actually, dude, there's this one that's called Tiny Tracks. It's pretty cool. Like imagine an RC slot car track.
Mm-hmm.
But you are in the middle of the track and it's all around you. It goes under you. It goes underwater. It does all this crazy stuff.
You are the track?
Or you are the track?
You're just controlling the car, but you're standing around in like it would be like a room, but you look up and the car is flying up the wall and it's going down and it goes down under your legs and behind you and shit. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of weird immersive things like that because it's not real physical. You're not like, it came with Creed, like the boxing game, like the movie, Rocky, like the whole second saga of Creed or whatever, the young kid, came with that. And that's a workout, dude. You're actually just punching at air, just punching at air.
Bag of gas,
punching at a bag of gas, dude. Yeah. Huffing and puffing. I don't know. It's interesting to play, but I'm still fully hooked on Red Dead 2. So,
did you sign a waiver?
A waiver to play the VR?
Yeah, to use the game.
No.
I can imagine you like someone punching someone's face.
Dude, yeah, but it happens. Like, not that I punch anybody, but like you always kind of like you run into the couch or you see just in this room to play this stupid thing.
Stepping on dogs and cats.
You start turning around all the way, and you're like, "Where am I?" Like, oh shit.
Do you play this in like your front living room?
In my living room, yeah.
Have the window wide open.
Yeah, I want everyone to see this weird flashing UFO thing flying around my
40-year-old guy.
40-year-old guy.
Walking by.
Two glow lights on his hands and a fucking light
just at a rave
from his face
with a giant cat in the hat on.
Yes. And I'm playing. There's this one called like it's Electro Dream or something. Dude, it's crazy. It's like a DJ game. But you're like this.
Parappa the Rapper? You talking about Parappa the Rapper?
Well, you can create your own music. It's crazy as fuck. It's super dope. You start pulling out like I don't know. It's futuristic. You pull out these different things and you throw them up on the screen, and you have like hit sticks, like beat sticks, drumsticks, and you start just tapping shit and making beats and loops and then it gets all fucking crazy because there's like this vortex of tunnel coming at you with different light patterns.
Then the drop comes and you blasted by you get seizures like crazy.
Totally, dude. Yeah, if
and
you
Yoko Ono
experience epileptic
Yoko's just screaming in your face the whole time.
Electrolux or whatever it's called. But that's a lot of fun to play.
You should download a simulation game where you go back to junior high and go to a junior high dance.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Just playing the Titanic song by Celine Dion.
Slow dancing. And then James is slow dancing to like a virtual person in this window, and people.
But I have to keep like
keep your simulated boner down
because of boner jams.
Yeah, exactly.
One foot clearance.
just with your arms out. Yeah, virtually keeping your arms out. Yeah,
sweaty hands.
Oh man. Well, let's
super fun, dude.
Let's wrap up this shit show.
I wanted to talk about a piece of technology.
Okay, you bring up your technology. We'll wrap it up on this.
But I have no article, but I saw a pretty useful thing that people are using drones for.
Oh yeah.
So they use the drones to send out like life vests to people that are stranded in the water.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like risking yourself,
risking yourself. Send the drone,
and they drop down little like life rafts to people.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll start teaching.
That's a great idea.
I wonder if that'll start teaching AI compassion somehow if we make them do these rescuing jobs like that.
Helping people.
No, Jerry says no.
Jay's shaking his head. No, they'll just drop a bomb next time. Don't worry. Yeah,
it's possible.
Because you always see like, these raging rivers, dude. They could just fly a drone right up. Here, take this. They're like risking the life of the rescuer trying to get out to these people. Yeah,
good work.
That's a great idea.
Hell yeah, Jerry. Who you got on Nox Mente tomorrow night?
Tomorrow we have Varla Ventura.
Ooh, I don't know who that is. Sounds interesting though.
She is
Double
the
V.
author. She's a paranormal author.
Sweet.
Ghost chick.
Very cool.
She wrote the Paranormal Parlor, Ghosts, Seances, and Tales of True Hauntings.
Sounds pretty rad. Should be a good one. Cool. Felix, when's the new album dropping?
It won't be a while.
Okay.
I actually went back into like an old music program that I used to use on an old computer, and I'm like, I'm trying to salvage like 2 or 3 songs that are on there.
Nice.
Kind of weird to hear because it's like 4 years ago I did some
oldies but goodies.
They're all
and
goodies.
Of course I wanted to mention this to you guys. Yeah, for whatever reason I would name the titles of these songs totally unrecognizable. I have no idea what they are. So I have like I got one titled like Fresh, then I have one titled Yay, then I titled one Today.
Why did I do that?
Yeah. I'm just like kicking myself because I had to like open them up and say, okay, what is, and then this one's Try BA. And this last one's the best. Do you know the song, the Should I? One of my songs is called Should I?
Yep.
Should I?
I went back and the title for that the song, like mixing of the song was Grief, blue, hap.
I
don't know why.
Wonder what the process of thinking was behind that.
There just is none. It's weird.
Man.
Yeah, it'll be coming out soon.
I mean, I could see grief and blue, but I don't know what hap means.
Who knows?
Like, what's the hap? Maybe like happening, like hap.
Happenstance.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Share, like, subscribe. We accept donates if you want to give us money for this thing. Who knows?
That'd be great. I could give it to Felix.
That'd be cool. Send us some hate mail. Grimsteak@gmail.com. We could use some. That'd be pretty sweet. And
email, hate mail.
That'll wrap it up.
Text.
Thanks for listening, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you.
Your mind's on fire, all the color red in a blue lagoon. In a storm in Bermuda, you've dive bombed into a seashell swoon. Maybe your easiest dreams make sweet perfume. While you're yawning, yet not breathing in a hospital room. Should I call for help? We are drowning in this ocean swell. Let's start from scratch. Quit living these lies and become unattached. The idea of some far-off future is the fuel for your worries. But for God's sakes, time is eternal. Please do not hurry. Please do not fret. Please act now in a way that doesn't lead to regret. Please stop smoking so many cigarettes, so profusely, so profusely. Should I call for help? We are drowning in this ocean swell. Let's start from scratch. Quit living these lies and become unattached. Shoo-be-doo.